The moment unfolds in Washington under heavy political tension. Texas Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, now a declared candidate for the United States Senate, appears at a time when frustration across the country is reaching a breaking point. Just moments earlier, the president had addressed the nation. House leadership followed, repeating the same central claim, that America's current problems are the fault of Joe Biden. Crockett does not hesitate. She says there is no truth in that claim. What the American people are witnessing, she argues, is not leadership, it is performance. A strategy built on repetition, volume, and confidence rather than facts. She describes the president's speech as something painfully familiar. Not a roadmap for the future, but a sales pitch. A loud one. One meant to overwhelm rather than inform. In her words, it felt like listening to a used car salesman, aggressively pushing a product while quietly admitting it's defective. She goes further. This moment, Crockett insists, is not about political parties. It is not about Democrats versus Republicans. It is about right versus wrong. About honesty versus manipulation. Instead of listening to politicians, she encourages Americans to verify the truth themselves. Call your insurance company. Ask a simple question: what will my premiums be without these subsidies? The answer won't come from a speech. It will come from your bill. Yet the president continues to sell a split-screen version of reality. One where everything was broken under Biden and magically repaired under his leadership. But polling data, even among Republican voters, suggests the public does not believe it. So why repeat a message that clearly isn't working? Crockett believes the reason is fear. She argues that lying has worked before, and now, with midterm elections approaching, the same tactic is being reused. She points to aggressive redistricting efforts spreading from state to state. District lines being redrawn, not for fairness, but for survival. House leadership claims control. Crockett sees fragility. She reminds viewers that the last time Donald Trump faced a midterm election, his party lost significant power. And she believes history is preparing to repeat itself. Her confidence comes from the mood of the public. She points to Texas, a state where Republicans control the House, the Senate, and the governor's office. The same is true at the federal level. If people are struggling, if their lives have become harder, blame cannot be outsourced. By the administration's own figures, 1.1 million jobs have disappeared. And even those numbers, Crockett suggests, may understate the damage. When compared not to a normal downturn but to Great Recession-level indicators, the disconnect becomes impossible to ignore. Meanwhile, Americans are told everything is fine. She recalls remarks suggesting people should simply adjust expectations, buy fewer toys for their children, fewer pencils for school. Comments that landed as cold, dismissive, and out of touch with daily reality. But beneath the speeches, something is shifting. Election results across the country are telling a quieter but more powerful story. In Miami, a city under Republican control for 3 decades, voters flipped the mayor's office. Across multiple states, districts are swinging by double digits. The political ground is moving. Nowhere is the danger more immediate than in healthcare. Crockett describes a ticking clock. Insurance subsidies are set to expire. A small group of Republicans briefly broke ranks to force a vote, but House leadership passed a bill allowing those subsidies to disappear. The Senate rejected competing plans. And January is approaching fast. Her warning is unflinching. People are about to lose healthcare. Not hypothetically. Not eventually. Soon. And for some, she says, losing coverage means losing access to life-saving treatment. Which means people will die, not because medicine doesn't exist, but because it becomes unreachable. When asked whether Democrats should compromise to stop that outcome, Crockett is blunt. Democrats do not control Congress. Republicans do. Worse, she accuses House leadership of running from responsibility. Instead of staying in session to address the crisis, the Speaker sends members home early. Avoiding votes. Avoiding accountability. She calls it cowardice. She points to a growing discharge petition, a procedural tool that could force action and help constituents immediately. Rather than confront it, leadership shuts down the chamber. The consequences are devastating. Millions are projected to lose Medicaid and Medicare coverage. Rural hospitals are already announcing closures, preparing for budget shortfalls that haven't even arrived yet. Entire communities face medical deserts. This, Crockett says, is no longer political theater. It is life and death. For those who claim they don't do politics, she offers a harsh truth. Politics will do you, whether you like it or not. Every part of daily life is shaped by political choices. Jobs, healthcare, housing, survival. When asked about her past vote that helped keep Speaker Johnson in power, Crockett doesn't deflect. She admits the vote was cast in error. But she also states plainly that she never believed he was equipped for leadership, and now, the evidence is visible to everyone. So how do Democrats turn fear and frustration into momentum? Crockett says the answer is discipline. She describes the president as a master of distraction, someone who thrives on chaos, side stories, and emotional outrage. The only way forward, she argues, is focus. Focus on families forced to take elderly parents into their homes because assisted living is no longer affordable. Focus on grocery bills rising while wages stagnate. Focus on healthcare slipping out of reach. And most importantly, focus on the source of the pain. When Americans are told not to trust their own eyes, when responsibility is shifted onto a man previously described as incapable, Crockett calls it absurd. Polls can be debated. Narratives can be spun. But votes cannot be denied. From historic elections in early November to results still coming in weeks later, the pattern is clear. Americans are awake. They are engaged. And they are angry. From immigration to the economy, patience is gone. And this time, the country is paying attention.